Okay, guys. Woo! How is everybody doing? Weird being on all by myself, no Matt to converse. Hey, Dustin. Hey, Ryan. What's up, guys? It's just weird being all by myself, no Maddie tonight. Nope, this is just, we're trying this out just to get an extra day in. Hopefully break something so it's not good. We don't know if it will be typical or not. But I've talked to Matt about it, that we do need to start adding in more days. Just because 2 is not enough to try to get products sold half the time. So I know, lucky me, no Matt. No Matt tonight. Not lucky. Well, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous. I mean, everything I've learned about baseball has been in the past couple months because I just never really paid attention to baseball before this. And I've been talking to Matt, and Matt's like, well, blah, blah, blah. And it's mainly I'm going to need help knowing. I mean, I know some guys like Gavin Lux. I know he should be sleeved at least, and if it's a nicer card, he needs to be top loaded. But I'm still new to this, is all. So even though Matt's like, oh, I didn't know, but it's like he knows more than me on that. So I will need people to help at times point out, like, hey, that card should be sleeved or that card should be top loaded. I will do my best. Like, I know with this Onyx, I know every card needs to be sleeved. That much is blatantly obvious to me, so. But, this Onyx is really close. We're down to, I believe, 16 spots, so that's the one I'm pushing for. But we have 15 spots left in the PYT. Everything else has a lot more left. So that's what I'm kind of pushing for, just because it sounds like that's what would go more than likely. So I figured, definitely from what we've learned lately, it seems like we should pick a product out that's close and try to push people and kind of guide them to it, then be like, hey, you guys just pick randomly. I mean, pick randomly, but what you guys want to do. But on our efforts, we probably should, try to pick something and then push for that product on average, I would assume. So let's see. Okay, we'll make that a little smaller so I can fix that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so as you can see on the right, I got the Diamond Kings. That's the 4-box PYT, and on the left is the Onyx. So the 12-box random Onyx. Just so it's remembered random. So yeah, we're pretty dang close, guys. Pretty dang close. So that's what I'm pushing for. I know it's a little more. It's a 1999 spot, so it is a little more. But luckily, we have some great buyers out there. Some who can buy multiple, which is great because that helps speed it along very fast. So every little bit counts. Every little bit counts for getting this stuff sold, especially these bigger breaks. So. Yep, you can buy through the website. I'll put it up as usual. Let me put it here. Beard Brothers Breaks. Yep, you can. Let me see. Yep. So I don't know. I don't know how to make it a link if it would ever let me do that. But here, what we're gonna do. Just to help out, or not to help out, but for some of the usuals, I'm gonna do something for you guys. But yeah, so it's Beard Brothers Breaks. You can see what we have available. This is what I'm pushing for again, just because I think it would be a really awesome product. It's really awesome product. We bought the first Onyx vintage when it came out this year, and it was awesome. Yeah, Dustin's here. He's always here first. Dustin's a true beardy. He's always here right away. And appreciate it so much, Dustin. And he really helps sell product out. He's very good on getting other people to come in, so we definitely appreciate it, getting the word out. So definitely appreciate it. So yeah, so we got the first Onyx, which was really hotcakes. It was like something new. It was like, wow, what is this product? And now we got this one with this, which is the premium. Um, and it's just you got 3 cards in each, and one of them is an autograph. So you're gonna have 12 boxes. That's 12 autographs, guaranteed in this break. So, yes, it's a longer list by 5 more names, but I mean the great thing about it is you got 12 autographs on here, so you have a pretty good chance of getting an autograph for yourself, especially if you have multiple spots. Um, so, I mean, that's pretty nice, guaranteed that many autographs. And this has the Jason Dominguez Matt loves so much to talk about. That Jason Dominguez redemption. There's a good chance you could get it. No guarantee, but you could get it, which would be really great. Would be great to get that card. So we've been sitting on this a little. It's a bigger break overall, so it takes a little longer to sell out some of these breaks for us since we are newer overall. And then we do tend to put a lot of product out too, which at times doesn't help. It's nice to give everyone a variety of what they want, but then we can come across just where we have so much product it can be overwhelming, which it is what it is. Not complaining here because it's been great to give such a variety of stuff to people, and my biggest complaint for ourselves is getting some more cheap breaks. Just finding the products hard, but because I'd love to. I know not everyone can afford more expensive breaks, so I want to make sure there's something for everyone is the key. That's always been one of my goals. Something for everyone can buy into, so even people who don't have a ton can try to buy into stuff. So that's where we're at right now, guys. I'm really pushing for this Onyx Vintage Premium. Plus, if we sell it out, get to make Matt jealous because Matt's been waiting for this product to break for forever. If you're here, Matt, chime in. But that racing was pretty badass. I gotta say, the amount of just autos and the amount of relic cards. It was like that was a lot of stuff in there. I was like pretty impressed. Like, oh, pretty nice. I was pretty thrilled. Thanks, Mark. We really appreciate it. Every spot counts. So, okay. There you go, Mark. Another one on the list. So I'll just put this up for a second so you can see, but where we're at. I'll pull it out for you so you can see. Just temporarily, I'll still show you what we got. Yeah, that racing, Dustin, was awesome. Thank you for buying into that, dude. We really appreciate it. That was hard to sell off. It was hard. That's why I know baseball everyone loves, and I know other people like other things like football, basketball. We tried to explore other sports, but they don't always seem to do so well. Not always, at least. Sometimes they can be a little hard to sell, so it's one of those getting, it makes me hesitant to always buy into, or to sell other product, just because they can take, that racing took forever to sell. But it was awesome to break, dude. It really was an awesome cards to look at. I mean, and I just hope I did a good enough job breaking up spots, so that everyone got kind of a good mix of what they could get. I mean, obviously, certain letters are going to hit more. B got a ton of hits, E got a ton of hits. So some get more than others, but I tried to make sure it was mixed up good enough so everyone gets something, and that's my goal with our last name randos, is that everyone can get something is my goal. I don't want anyone to get nothing, so we look at the list and we try to do a good job of looking at that list and making sure we have a good mixture between all the spots on that list. So I'm going to now change it back, but that's where we're at right now, guys. Well, I'll put it out more so we have it actually out, but there we go. I'll leave it out that far, just so everyone can see everything, but so that's what we're hoping. Again, it's just Brett of the Beard Brothers, no Maddie today, so we can actually have fun today. This is going to be fun time. No Maddie to bring us down. Love you, Matt. He'll probably chime in. Definitely if I sell something, I'm going to give him a text and everything, and he'll jump on, he said. I mean, usually he falls asleep around this time, and then he'll wake up at like 8 or something, or 9, and then he'll usually stay up for a while, depending on what he has to work the next day. He'll stay up for a couple hours. So, yep, save. Exactly. We'll save your speakers for a day. No having to get them. I mean, I'll do the woo. That was obviously not very loud, but you can't. I can't do it like Matt can. Matt has that voice for it. He's got the voice for the woo. So, I'll do my best. Let's put it like that. I'll definitely do my best for you. I can at least do the guys, you're not gonna believe this, guys. Oh my God, guys. Oh, I can do that for you at least. I can even try to tease like he does when we get when you get an auto, and I can sit there and be like, try to guess what it is. Let me move it up just a millimeter. Oh, can you see what it is? Not yet. He drives me nuts when he does that. He drives me absolutely nuts. I'm like, just show it already. It's a surprise no matter what. Stop teasing. I want to see what it is so badly, so I can't take it. It's like, show me what it is already. But, so, yep, all by myself today, but I should be able to handle it, I'm sure. I mean, I'll be able to handle it, but, again, just work with me on it. If we sell anything, work with me on it, because I will do my best for you guys. I originally started this with Matt, and Matt was showing me lunches breaks. And that's where Matt was, I think, mainly buying all his breaks at the time. He'd come over, we'd watch it, and I liked it, but I was like, okay, I only like it. I mean, I wasn't a big card person, so at the time I was like, okay. And the more I watched with him, the more I liked it. And then I was like, Matt and I talked about doing it ourselves. I said, yeah, let's do it. Let's do this. And it's grown on me so much. Like, I love breaking cards now. I mean, I absolutely love buying into them too now. I don't have the energy, I guess, like some other of you guys. I don't know how you stay up till 2 in the morning or later. I'm too much of an old man for that. But I will say, I thoroughly enjoy watching and buying into breaks myself. Like, it's an addiction. I told Matt, because I got some really great cards in one of Lunch's breaks. And I was really thrilled with it. And Matt was like, oh, you're going to have to give me this card and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I'll trade you. I know you like the Dodgers. And I had to explain to him, like, yeah, I like the Dodgers. I love the Astros. I got to say, there's something about the Astros I love. And I do like the Okies a lot. And it was an Okies card. And I basically had to tell him, like, for me personally, I do like teams. As far as personal players, I really don't have a huge preference. For me, I explained to Matt, it was like, for me, it's the magic of, and it doesn't matter what I get, it's the magic of getting it, though, in the break. So no matter what, for me, auto or relic it is, or just really cool looking card, it's all about the excitement of buying into a break and it being open before your eyes and getting a hit. It's magical. It really is magical to, like, have something that you have and it gets picked and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Even if it's a team you don't care for so much, it's just, I find it very thrilling. It's, just fun to see that something that you pay, you bought in, and oh, now you're getting something for that buy-in. I find it awesome. Yeah, and it's all a gamble. Matt and I have always talked about it to you guys, but I talk it to about Matt. And you're paying for a gamble of hopefully getting something great. I always hope someone gets something good so they're happy. I always hope at the end. I really do feel bad when someone buys one spot and they get something they don't care for, and I do feel bad for that, because it's like now they feel like, okay, whatever, like well. But I always hope someone gets something they like. I really do. So that's why, Destin, I was so happy that you got that I don't remember what it was, but you got a Rockies auto in that Rockies because I know you weren't thrilled. I know you love the Rockies, but I understand they don't get as many hits. It gets depressing watching the Yankees, the White Sox, and some of these teams just get so many hits. And you're just like, oh my God, geez. Oh, it's nonstop with and just a ton of base cards. And you're just like, for Pete's sake, can I get something? What's up, Matt? It's Matt on there. So, but that's what makes it that much more exciting when you see one. Hopefully for yourself, Dustin. But because trust me, dude, it does. Since I'm sorting these cards, I'm getting to see every single card, and I'm touching every single card, and it like drives me bonkers in the DK. All the base cards that the Yankees get, for example, and then the Mets get so fewer cards compared, and this other team gets a billion cards, and you're like, could they try to make it more even with the cards? Is there a reason that they gave the Yankees a billion cards? Like, they're base cards, so do you even need that person's approval to put a base card of them in here? I don't know how that works, but it does feel like, could they mix it up a little more? But so I just hope everyone gets something. They're always happy. I mean, I know not everyone can, but that's why it helps to buy more spots if you can, because you're more likely to get something for a team like that you'll like. Yeah, that's the idea, Matt. As you know, obviously, if this doesn't sell today, I'm sure it will sell Thursday. I'm really hoping we can sell something today, just so I can have some fun and practice. I mean, even then, maybe I'll have to do some practicing on the other days. Even when it's a Saturday or Thursday, maybe Matt and I will switch off occasionally so I can get some practice, which would be great when he's here because he can tell me right off the bat, oh, you're going to want to do this or that. Yeah, exactly, Lunch. Exactly. I remember when we first started and we sold the series ones, and I just remember like going through here and going, where are all the Rangers cards? And it's like one card. And half the time it may have, that one card could be a hit or something Matt's sleeving or he's top loading, but it's like one card, and it was like, oh my God. So it was definitely one of those things where when we were doing that series one, and it was like I was really that was my first forte into getting to sort these and learn about what teams are what and players, and it was like, okay, I see who they give most of the cards to, apparently. I mean, I know the Yankees are the Yankees. I mean, rich team, they're going to have a lot of good guys, yada, 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 but, so I got all the teams down. Now I'm trying to learn about players. I've been now it's getting to learn about players more, and so yeah, definitely maybe I'll start having to switch with Matty on a Thursday or Saturday, depending what the product is, and Matt can be right behind me to let me know on product and stuff, and I can get some experience knowing players and whatnot, which would be great. That way I could feel more confident on an off day, just knowing who I would top load, that type of stuff. I agree. Well, the best team, I don't know, the Red Sox. No, I'd have to say. I mean, yep. I'll let you know, Matt. I'll text you. I'll even give you a call if I have to make sure. But yeah, I get it. But it just seems like it just seems to me like, at least with the DK, it was like, oh my God, the amount of cards they're giving him. Like, why? I'm just curious why it was. I know they're the best team out there, but it's still like the amount of cards they're getting is like, I just feel bad. Some teams get almost nothing. You sold every Solak card auto you've ever gotten? Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm just curious how they determine how many of each card they're going to put in there. How do they come up with this stuff? There's obviously got to be some type of formulas. I'm wondering if it's like Moneyball, where do a bunch of guys get into a room and talk about it? Yeah, how do they do that? How much is it computer operated to figure stuff out? Or yeah, and I would agree with you. I would definitely agree with you, man, on that. Some teams have a lot more history to them, so to speak. Um, but it's just curious. Yeah, do they have a bunch of guys get in a room and they're all sitting there going, "Okay, what are we thinking about this?" or blah blah blah. But I mean, obviously too, being one of the most expensive teams, one of the most popular, you're going to want to put a lot of product in for them just because people are going to want those cards. There's going to be more people naturally wanting those cards, so it makes sense. Now the question is, Dustin, are you serious? I can't tell if that's true or like, can they just pay the? Is that true? Like, you know, seriously, is that like you can pay to have stuff like that happen, or it wouldn't surprise me. Of course, it makes sense why they would do that. And I get it. I'm not complaining. I'm just wondering. Um, oh, I don't know. It just feels like could the Rangers get a couple more cards at least? Like, geez, I understand they may not have all the talent, but you would. It's true, Dustin. It is true. All you got to do is pay. You can get whatever you want. So I'm just wondering, at least for some of the teams they gave almost no cards to, can we add a couple more in? Not make it so you open four boxes and you only get two cards for a team. Like, I love the Astros. Absolutely love them. Gotta say I do love them. So yeah, we're sitting here. We have 15 spots, I believe, left. 15 spots. Yeah, I mean, Matt and I will look into football. I mean, I don't think we've done an official regular football break yet. So Matt and I really, we're looking at some more product after I'm done breaking. Matt's gonna text me a little. I'll put it up, Matt, so everyone can see. But that's where we're at right now with the PYT. 15 spots, 15 in each. Onyx says 15, and the DK4 box PYT is 15. Now the thing about it is, it would be cheaper to do the DK4 box because there's a lot of cheaper spots. Well, Matt doesn't do football, but Matt and I have talked about it, and the one thing I've told Matt is like, Matt's been like, I talked about hockey at one point, and Matt's like, I don't know. I said, yeah, but I mean, you guys can help us. You'll say. I mean, you guys will have no problem, I'm sure, saying, "Hey, that card needs to be top loaded or sleeved." It would be something new for Matt. And Matt was kind of, when we talked about it in the beginning, Matt was nervous about it because he said he doesn't know players and stuff. But um, oh, you're meaning buying into it. I thought you meant break it, but um, uh, yeah. But yeah, so I'd like to do a football here, hockey there. It's just finding the product also. Me and Gary. Oh. So if there's a specific type of product you guys ever want, let us know about it, and we can at least look into it. Um, can't hurt. You guys say, hey, there's this one product coming out soon. I think you guys should look at. Let us know. You know. Well, that's the thing. We don't know the product, as Matt is saying. We don't know the product as much, but it doesn't hurt. Oh, a grammar Nazi. I'm a fellow grammar Nazi. I can't stand like incorrect spelling, incorrect language being used. It drives me crazy. I'm not perfect myself, but I will say one thing I was pretty good at, I guess, in not high school, elementary schools. We had a very good English teacher and taught us pretty well, I guess. But yep. What? I can spiel great. Phonics on hooked me for work. Hooked on phonics. So 15 spots, guys. I know it's $19.99 a spot, but wouldn't take a lot. Wouldn't take a lot, guys. The cat is out with me. I'm going to put him up. I kept him out so he could at least eat. But I'm going to put up the cat real quick just so we don't have any issues. So, anyone on here into guns at all? I know the other day we talked about it on the group chat a little. Not a bunch of us, but I know some of you live in New York, so guns aren't even a thing there. They don't exist. Just adding some more peppermint, Matt, so you can smell it all the way over home. Well, my guess is it's near impossible to own a gun in New York. That would be my guess. Not even just the city, the whole state. I mean, New Hampshire's pretty relaxed, but then you got like New York, I would assume, is pretty strict. Massachusetts is pretty strict. I mean, I'm all for some gun control. I'm a pretty big gun guy, and I'm definitely... Yeah, well, I mean, so I've always had guns my whole life. I had guns in my room all the time. I remember the first gun. Yeah, I don't know how old I was, but my dad, when I moved when I was 10, that's when I got involved with guns, because we moved to more of a countryside setting from the city, and my dad let me use my my grandfather's 22, and then probably at the age of 15 or something, I got my own 870 Remington Express shotgun, and I mean, I would just go, "Hey, Mom, Dad, I'm going shooting," and I would just walk into the woods behind our house and start shooting. And so I've had guns pretty much my whole life. I mean, the college I went to, they even had at the public safety office on the campus a gun locker, and I went for fishing games, so that college was an outdoor college, so tons of people had guns. And I found out years ago when they first opened the college, and they opened in the 60s or whatever, that years ago it was very common for students to have guns in their dorm room. And the only reason they stop it is because of an incident. I don't know what happened. Not like a shooting incident, but they just said, okay, whatever's going on, we can't have that. So you can't have guns on campus in your room anymore. And that was a common thing back in the day, apparently, when they first opened up right through the 80s, I'm sure. So I just purchased, I have an AR that has a Eco trigger, if you guys know what that is. Which, if you don't know what it is, it just lets you pull the trigger. Usually a semi-automatic gun. You can't own all full automatic without certain things. You pull the trigger once it shoots, but the Eco trigger lets you pull the trigger once it shoots, and when you let go of the trigger, it shoots. And so you can get pretty sustained fast firing. And I actually bought one for an AK that I'm looking at getting. So I'll have an AK as well that will have an Eco trigger, so I can boom, 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 boom. I've gone hunting for whitetail. I mean, ever since I was 10, my dad would bring me hunting. I mean, my dad has a ton of deer heads in the house. I don't mind it, and I've never actually shot a whitetail. I never actually shot a deer because I'm very impatient. So it's hard for me to sit still for a long time. It drives me nuts. So when it came to deer hunting, I've done it a bunch of times when I was younger, and I keep wanting to go every year. I haven't hunted in years lately just because I find every excuse, like not wanting to get up early. And I know I should because I love it so much. But yeah, deer hunting, I find it very hard to sit still, for me at least, which is why I mainly waterfowl hunt ducks and geese, because one, you can go with someone else, and I had a mentor of mine who was older than me, probably in his 30s, I'm guessing, when I was like 10, late 30s probably, and he always took me hunting for waterfowl, and we can talk to each other the whole time, fuck around, we could stop at, depending where if we were going hunting in the swamp, or if we were hunting maybe in like the cornfields for geese, we could stop by Dunkin's, get something to drink and eat, bring it with us into the field. It's a lot more relaxed hunting, I will say. So we can sit there, shoot the shit, and I would love that, dude. I would love to have a blind out like on the Finger Lakes. Like, it would be awesome. It's just so much more relaxed, essentially, because you can talk. You can get up and walk around, truthfully, depending where you're hunting. Like, if I'm hunting in a swamp, I can't really do it because I'm in a boat usually. But like when we go goose hunting, which I absolutely love, we go in the cornfields, and unless we're in the middle of a cornfield, if we're on the tree line, which we've done, you can walk around and everything and not worry so much. And it's just so much more relaxed. And then of course, you see a lot more usually, because most days I see plenty of birds. And New Hampshire's not even that big of a corridor for waterfowl, so not like when you go down south and there's like hundreds of ducks or geese coming in. Got crazy drunk. I mean, that's the type of sport it is, though. You can try to do that with deer hunting, but you're probably not going to see much if you're making too much noise or moving around. But that's the thing with waterfowl hunting. That's why they have tons of clubs that people just meet up on, and just pretty popular. But I haven't gone in a year or two, which I should. Probably about 2 years now, and I should get my butt back out there. I will say I'm just so tired in the mornings. It's hard to get me up in the mornings. At least that early, let's put it like that. Early enough to where I should be out. But 15 spots, guys. Are we going to be able to sell something tonight? Get back on track a little. 15 spots in either the PYT or the Onyx here. I'm happy to get spots at least sold, but I'd love to break something. Yeah, I've had duck that I didn't like. One of the key things I found with duck, depending how you cook it, one really good recipe and really easy way. Yeah, it's like anything though, dude. It's all how you prepare it. It's all how you prepare at lunch, because game food in general is gamey. But if you marinate it, or like I've done duck where I killed a couple wood ducks, and what I did is I just basically, and the biggest problem with ducks is taking the feathers off. Obviously, it's a pain in the butt compared to some animals, and I would love to get one of the rubber fingers things where you just throw the duck in and it would take them off. I usually wax my bird, so I take off all the primary feathers and then dunk the bird in hot boiling water that has the wax. You just throw some wax in it and the wax floats on top. You dunk your bird a couple times, the wax sticks to the feathers. You peel the wax off, and it will take the secondary feathers underneath off, which does a pretty good job. But I will say, what I've done is I've actually just taken the bird and done that, and then you have a whole bird. And because obviously a lot of the smaller ducks, like wood ducks, are so small, there's not much meat on them. I've actually just taken them and put them in a slow cooker, like 3 of them, with like some spices and Coca-Cola, and it just turns into pulled duck. So like just like pulled pork. It's pulled duck, and it just falls off the bones, and you basically eat it like you do pulled pork, and it's pretty good. Venison I like depending how it's cooked. It's just I like it marinated because I find it a little gamey myself. I'm not into it as much as my dad is and his buddy who cook it all the time, because that's who in our family do a lot of deer hunting, so they have every year usually a deer or two, and I can find it to be gamey myself, so. But 15 spots in both of those guys. Are we going to sell out? Or at least sell some more spots so we're good for Thursday? And maybe if maybe even Thursday I'll break whatever we sell out. Garlic, butter, venison. Boom. That's what's. I could do. That sounds really good, dude. That sounds amazing. Anything with butter and then garlic. I absolutely love garlic. Is that like? Are you just rubbing that? Like, are you taking the raw meat? Are you cooking on a grill? Or are you cooking in a skillet, which is what my dad does a lot? And then are you just rubbing on garlic butter, melted garlic butter on it while it cooks? Come on, guys. 15 spots left. I figured we may not sell much now because it's 5 o'clock, but I figured I'd try. Again, Matt and I are trying to add another day in at least to break. I mean, we won't lie here. We watch you Lunchbox, we watch OMG. We realize you guys are on more often and you sell more stuff because of it. So I told Matt, definitely watching you Lunch. I see you're on a lot and you sell a lot. So I figured let's try adding another day in. And Matt's told me for a while we should too. So we said, hey, we need to add an extra day in at least to try to, you know, a lot of stuff we notice doesn't sell on the off time as much as it used to, and it's when we go live that stuff sells. So we figured if we go live more, we'll sell more product. We're not looking to go crazy, but it's just some of this more expensive product it can be harder to sell, so usually a skillet. Oh, I put the skillet on the grill. Okay, nice. I actually had some really good meat this weekend. I bought some high quality steaks, cooked those on the grill for my buddy and I when he came up, and then the next day I have a Pit Barrel Smoker from the company Pit Barrel Smoker. It's a veteran owned company. They're really great. Hey Victor, thank you so much for those spots, dude. You helped a ton, dude. It really helps. Every spot counts, so we really appreciate it, Victor. We're down to 15 on this Onyx and 15 on the PYT, so we're just hoping some more spots get sold. If it doesn't sell out tonight, we'll continue on Thursday, and I now will message you where things are at. I'll keep in contact with you, Victor, to let people know where we're at, Victor, where we're at, Victor, so that you know when we're gonna break. But yeah, I used my Pit Barrel Smoker, which is just a 30-gallon barrel drum, and I smoked some chicken, which was pretty good. Takes about 2 hours, and it hangs from a hook, so it's really cool how it cooks. The skin was a little rubbery. It was a little rubbery, the skin on that chicken, which I wasn't thrilled with, so I have to look at how to make it better, but it was tasty meat. The meat was juicy. Yeah, Lunch. When are you breaking next, Lunch? Because I definitely will get into whatever you have next. I see you have some 1983 Topps Chase packs, which I don't know much about. I haven't explored that much at all. I've just heard that they're good cards. And this was the one Cali Mike bought, which I remember hearing about. Yeah, so that's per pack. Okay. I'll have to get in on that one, dude. Well, I'll get into that one, dude. I'll get into that when I get a chance. I'll buy a spot, not a spot. Like I'll buy a pack or two. Yeah, I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting lunch, and I'll pay attention. I mean, we do the emails, but I'm gonna have to make sure. I know I'm subscribed on you lunch, but I'm gonna have to. I know there's a trick, I think. So the problem is, I usually don't want to subscribe to someone, so it shows up on my phone every 2 seconds. But yours would make sense. Let me see if I am on yours, Lunch. So I don't want to subscribe for every YouTube just because I would get it non-stop. Yours obviously makes sense, and I'm sure I am. Let me check. Just because it's not like you're on every 2 seconds, so to speak, if you know what I'm saying. Lunchbox break. Let's see. Why aren't you? Oh yeah. See why? I don't know why I haven't done yours. You know what it was? It's only notifications. Okay. Why don't I'm being an idiot with YouTube. I basically turned off my YouTubes. Yeah, I know you don't email. I don't. I'm an idiot with this. I used to get too many emails from or things from. I went live at 2 a.m. Okay, I mean I have my thing at 10 o'clock. Holy, I see. I don't know how you do that. I mean I can't stay up that late. I'm an old man. Okay, so I have it turned on now, and I'll try to fix it if I have to. I basically, um, I basically used to have YouTube on my phone where it would notify me when stuff was going on all the YouTube channels, but it bothered the. You filed a complaint with Panini? What happened? But yeah, basically it was just I got too many notifications on YouTube from every little video that would go up, and it bothered me like crazy. Oh, you were missing an auto, dude? That's messed up. It's you know, part of me wants to be like, oh, it's just one auto, but it's like a lot of boxes don't have autos, so every auto counts, dude. And that's how do you now? How does that work? You know, you're missing an auto, so you file a complaint. Have you had that issue before where you've had to complain to them? And how good would they be about that? Like, I mean, I guess it's like, how do you prove it? Do they care if you have to prove it or something, or what? Which, how would you prove it even? I mean, with your video, obviously, but and that's screwed up too. Out of all things that could happen on the Select, which has been really hard to sell, that is just messed up. Are you basically guaranteed where you're gonna get something for it, or could they say nah? I mean, of course they could say nah, but are like, what's the remedy? Are they gonna do something for you even for it? That's like, luckily Matt and I have been pretty lucky. We've had zero issues so far with any cards that I've seen. Um, yeah, I mean that stinks. Like someone doesn't do their job right, and that's a job you got to do right, obviously. That's what I'm wondering. Are they going to tell you fly a kite? Because you got to. I wonder how many people try to screw them over by lying about stuff like that. And I'm guessing a big enough company like that, I'm sure that happens. I hate to say it, probably does happen more than you would probably think, just because people are. There's always people looking to get a freebie out there for nothing. Um, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, and if you don't buy from Panini directly and you buy from, you know, Steel City or something, do you go to Steel City or do you still go to Panini? And you know, we've only bought from Panini once, I think, directly from them. Everything else we buy from the other companies. Panini points suck. Let's see. Well, even if we don't sell something tonight, guys, it's great to talk to you. Not going to complain about that. Rewards, maybe? The Panini rewards. And you would oh yeah, so the points look stupid if all it is me getting to buy like a card here and there. And if you're a breaker, that's not what you want anyways, probably. Yeah, that would be my point. Replace the box for me. Send me a freebie. Matt and I bought some product, and we had them. We bought Extra Select, and we realized it wasn't doing well. So basically, Matt called them up and said, cancel the Select, send us more Prism, I think is what it was. And I told Matt they didn't take the Select off of the receipt, and so there was a chance off the shipping slip, and I was worried they were going to send a Select by accident along with the Prism. So that was one of those. I was like, you know, I told Matt, like, well, we'll just tell them that they accidentally sent it, and maybe they would even say, just keep it. We're a big enough company where it's like, is it worth us now giving you a return shipping label? They can't be for sure that I didn't screw with it, even if it has the wrapper on. That's no guarantee. And if I were them, I'd probably say, okay, I guess just keep it, because I can't guarantee if I resell that box has not been tampered with. That's what I told Matt. I was like, they can't guarantee we didn't tamper with it. I mean, I would think they would just tell you to keep it, because you could screw with it, and then they could screw a customer because of that. It's almost like, hey, you guys screwed up. You're just going to have to take the hit. But you're $1 million company. I'm sure you can take it. So, guys, nothing's selling right now, but I'll stay on for a little. I don't mind talking to you all. You're all awesome people. So I'll stay on till 6. If nothing's sold by 6, then I will probably get going, get some other stuff done around the house. But I'll definitely stay with you guys till 6. See if we, even if it's just a couple spots, which we've sold some today, that's been great. Because that means Thursday, hopefully, things will teeter over, and again, maybe I'll talk to Matt, maybe I'll do some breaking, and at least get some practice in. I know Matt really wants to do the Onyx, so I could always do half of them. He could do the other half, something like that, or whatever sells. So I'll talk to Matt about it. But I could use the practice since I haven't done any yet. Actually, wait, I have. I'm lying. I did do with the older Onyx. I remember doing 1 or 2 boxes, and I think Matt was here, but I don't remember for sure if he was. But I may have even been by myself. I just don't remember. But I remember doing 1 or 2 boxes by myself, even if he was here. But I gotta say, I'm like addicted to breaking now. The only biggest problem again for me is like you lunch, you'll do 2 in the morning, and I'm like, or even like for me, I'm in bed by 10 at the latest usually. I'm not necessarily asleep. I may be chilling in bed, just listening to music or something. But yeah, by 10 I try to be in bed just because I'm an old man. I just can't stay up. I don't know how you guys do it. And I love breaking too. That's the thing. I do love it. When I watched, I think it was an OMG break, I remember sitting in bed, or it may have been yours, Lunch, and we stayed up till 12. And then there was still more stuff going on, and I said, okay, I got to go to bed. I can't stay up any longer. I am wiped. I think it was an OMG break, and I said, I'm absolutely wiped. I can't do this any longer. 12 o'clock hit, and I'm like, okay, I got to get up in the morning to go work. Even if I didn't, I was just wiped. I swear I got to go to my doctor and get looked at, because I swear I almost feel like I have diabetes or something, because, yeah, I just feel like, I don't know if I have blood sugar problems or what, but there are days I just, during the middle of the day, if I'm active, it doesn't happen, but if I'm at the house doing housework and stuff, I fall asleep at like 2 o'clock. I almost always fall asleep, even if I don't eat a big meal. I just fall asleep and I don't know what it is. But even there, Lunch, you only got 6 hours of sleep. And I get plenty of days where that happens, but the majority of the time I need my full 8 hours. I don't know why, but I really do. I really feel like I do. But, you know, it's one of those things. That's why Matt and I talked, and Matt right from the get-go told me we need to do later at night, which I said that's fine. Fridays just don't work because I watch the kids, and then we usually do I do a meal with their parents. We all have a special meal, watch a movie. 6 is a lot. Yeah, you're used to it, I'm sure. Victor being in the military, that's probably a luxury. I was watching an interesting video today, and it was things you'll never hear Marine veterans say, or Marines say, and it was all these like funny. He was just a guy, a fellow Marine, interviewing fellow Marines, and he was like having them say all different crazy things you would never hear them say, like, "Oh, I love running. Let's go for more," or like, three miles wasn't enough. Let's do some more." And then like, "Oh, I love MREs," and stuff like that. It was pretty hilarious. A lot of respect for the military, because I know I couldn't do it. I remember freshman year of football, freshman year of high school. The first day of football practice, I went to it. They had already began earlier in the month, I think, and I went. I didn't last one day, mainly because I was so nervous. I ended up puking, and just being I was so nervous that I was like, "Yep, not for me. Not for me." I don't know. I did go to Annapolis. I know I did go to Annapolis when it came to looking at one point, like sophomore, junior year for college. That was one thing I was looking into, was maybe doing the Marines. And yeah, I just decided that wasn't for me, unfortunately. It was just, yeah, I'm all set. And I know my grandfather wanted me to. He was in the Air Force. and he really wanted me to go into the service. It's like, yeah, I'm all set. That's just not for me. And then I went for Fish and Game and still didn't use it. But I was a very shy younger person. I was very shy most of my younger life, and college really helped bring. Even though I haven't used my degree, at least college did help me bring me out of my shell. Like freshman year, I would just sit in my room all the time. I was one of those kids, and then I did get out. I did start getting out when I made friends. Like my roommates would be like, "Come on out," and I'm like, "I'm all set." But then eventually, other friends too were like, "Come on, you're getting your ass out of the room." The Coast Guard. That was another thing I looked at was the Coast Guard, just because it was like, okay, that would be a nice thing too. I don't get seasick, but I will say, like, I have that primal fear of the ocean. Like, I don't mind going swimming, but I gotta say, like, my grandparents, my one grandparents, they lived on Stevensville, Maryland, which is on it's on an island, connected on each side with the bridge, the bridges, and he had a boat, and we'd go to St. Martin's. I think it was St. Martin's. We would take his boat out on the bay, and like it gets a little. I mean, I love the ocean, but at the same time, it does. I have a healthy respect for it because I mean, I'm just like God, like, and again, I don't get too bothered by rocky water, but I will say it's one of those things that like I have a primal fear of sharks, where it's like I just picture in the deeper water, just like you look into that blue dark water, and you always just see the great white swim by, and that scares the crap out of me. Just that thought in my head, gets me like, ooh. But hey, what's up, Enav? How's it going, dude? We're just sitting here trying to fill. The Onyx has 15 spots left, as well as the PYT, which has 15 left. Probably not going to sell out today, unfortunately, but we figured we'd try an extra day. I know it's earlier. It's 5 o'clock. It's like started at 5. We may have been more successful if I did like 8 o'clock. So maybe next Monday I'll do 8. I could always try next Monday at 8 instead, but I have a little too much I'm trying to get done today, unfortunately. So we're going to give it another 15 minutes, and then I'll get going. But it's good to talk to everyone who's available. So I'm just happy about that. Yeah, if anyone's on here, Enav has a break going on, so he can give you some info. You can post anything you want here about it, dude, if you want. It got me too, Victor. It really did. My grandparents had it at their house, and like I'd always go to my one grandparents, and they had videos in the basement for us to watch, and that was one of them. And yeah, that's what got me, dude. It must have been Jaws, because watching that as a kid, and it's like, okay. And again, I picture that deep blue water you see, and I've seen plenty of real footage of it where someone's sitting there surfing, and all of a sudden you just see a great white out of nowhere. That's the thing. If I can't see the bottom, that creeps me out. Especially where my grandparents lived in the bay, the water is murky. The bay water tends to be pretty murky. You can't see much. So that in itself creeps me out a little. I mean, I go duck hunting, and when I go duck hunting, I remember I get creeped out with the idea of, I know there's no alligators or crocodiles in New Hampshire, but I can't help but you're in that water, and all I can picture is a Jaws or a big alligator coming up and biting me and taking me down. It creeps me out. Creeps me out. I can't help it. It does creep the crap out of me. I know in my mind there's nothing to worry about, but it's like I'm definitely afraid of heights. Definitely afraid of heights. And I can be on a plane. I know planes are safe. I know going in a skyscraper is relatively safe, but it still creeps me out like crazy. Scares me like crazy. Like, I can go on a bridge, but it still scares the crap out of me because I can't help it. It's just the idea of, if it did fail, horrible way to die. I don't know. It just, yeah. That's one thing I wish I didn't have a fear of, because I would love to be someone who was like, hey, let's go skydiving or something. So, let's see. So we're trying to sell out. Again, even if we don't sell out, it's just great to have a couple more spots sold. So hopefully Thursday we're good to go. Oh. Hopefully we can sell some stuff. It doesn't look like we'll break again, but I'm okay with that because just selling out a couple more spots really helps with this stuff. And Matt and I are talking. We're going to order some more product tonight, as well as we're going to start trying to do a little more eBay, only because we figure if we get something on eBay, it's guaranteed sold out at a certain point. And that way, once it's sold out, we can go on Thursday or Saturday with product already sold. So there's something for someone to watch even if they didn't buy in, and hopefully that will get people to want to sell more product after that. I watch a lot of videos of it, Victor, where I seen where some guys were up in a Blackhawk, and they were doing some drills from it, and they jumped out over the water. Of course, they were over the ocean. You could see land, but they were over the ocean, and then there were boats. There was a couple boats circling to come pick them up when they hit the water, and it was like, oh, it's so. I watched that, and it doesn't scare me at first. But then when you get, one of them really looks out of the helicopter over, I just go, oh my. Then it eventually hits me, and I'm like, oh my God, they're so high. I can look at a 10-foot ladder, and I'm not afraid. The minute I go 5 feet up that ladder, it feels like a mile to me for some reason. It just does. I did PJs. You're gonna have to PJs. What do you mean by that? Something I must have said, but what was it? PJs. I was in Boy Scouts, and they have COPES course, which is all the ropes course. All the ropes and stuff where you go up the telephone poles and wires between them and all that, and obstacle type course. And I remember we had one where it's we were belaying people up, and there was 2 telephone poles with wires behind them, between them, and you had to go from one to the other. And I got up the ladder, and I was, pararescue, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure, dude. I'm not sure what it was. It was a really cool video, though, but they were jumping out of a Blackhawk, and it was really badass. It was really cool. It was I've seen everyone do it from planes, but not a helicopter. But yeah, I got up that ladder, and I had to get down. I couldn't do it. But one time, I did a COPES course where you have 3 telephone poles in a tall triangle shape, and between the 2 closer ones, they have the rope going to itself, and then you basically strap yourself in, and then the other rope that attaches to you goes to the faraway pole, and they pull you up like a big swing. And I did get up the ladder. They strapped me in. They pulled me up. Felt like I was gonna die, and I'd pull in the release, and it would not let go because I wasn't probably pulling it right, and I was freaking out, panicking, and I pulled it and I swung, and it was scary, but it was also so cool. I was like, oh my God, that was awesome, but I was terrified as can be. That's the thing with heights. I can look at a height from the ground, and it doesn't look that bad, but when I then get up to that height, I'm deathly afraid. I wish that was something I could come over, because I would love not to be afraid of heights, because there's just, but I can go hike a mountain and be looking over a tall cliff, and I don't mind it so much, as long as I know, I'm careful and I stay back, not leaning right out there. I don't mind it. I do love it. It's gorgeous, and my buddy convinced me a year ago to go on go up snowboarding with him, and so we were on one of the chair lifts. In the middle of summer, we just went on one, and it was one of those things where I was afraid. It was high up for me. That was pretty high up for me. And on the way up, I was pretty scared. I was like, oh, you're fine, you're fine. Now we have to go down on the chairlift, and he was like, usually it's scarier going down, and I said, it doesn't feel scary to me. I know I'm going down the mountain, so it feels safer, because I know I'm going to a lower elevation. But he was like, I usually feel like it feels taller, because you're looking out over the away from the mountain, so you feel higher up, and to me it felt safer. But Okay, guys, 9 more minutes and I'll let you go. But yeah, it's good talking to you, Victor. It's good talking to all of you guys. You're all awesome people, and it's nice to talk to some of you, learn about you, learn about each other, some more people to talk to, which is nice. Um, Thoroughly enjoy it. And again, Victor, we do appreciate it because you're one of the power buyers, and we definitely appreciate it. It really helps so much. But again, even if it's only one spot you can afford, we appreciate it because again, getting the name out there is really awesome. And I don't know about you, Victor. Do you do any other like hobbies? Like I know, like I knew a guy in the military that was big into magic cards, for example. I don't know how thrilled his wife was, but um, he would like he spent a lot of his money on magic cards and building huge decks. Um, I know his wife wasn't thrilled about it. He spent a lot of that money. Uh, let's see. I'm looking it up now, Victor. A ski resort from the Dolomites of northern Italy. I would love to go to Italy. I gotta say, I haven't traveled outside the states ever. Yeah, I'm just looking at that now, Victor. It's pretty cool looking. Oh no, why is it doing that? Oh, okay. Let's see. Looking at it now. I mean, I love. I mean, that mountain's great because it's Wachusett Mountain in Massachusetts, and even just getting out there and hiking, it's awesome. It's gorgeous. Let's see. Ooh, that's a gorgeous view, dude. The nice town at the bottom type deal, which is really sweet. Ski resort. I would love to go to Italy. I've never been outside the states, and if I did, I would love to go to like Italy. Would be one of the places. There's just it's definitely one of those countries that you have such variation depending where you're at in Italy. I mean, yeah, dude, I consider it a hobby. That's the thing. I realized like I could have done something else in the military. You don't always have to just be some frontline soldier all the time. I mean, yeah, you work on fighter jets. See, I think that's pretty damn awesome. I was watching video of guys working on a ship, on an aircraft carrier, and it was the point of view of the forget what the position's called. Um, he operates the what do you call it? The assist for the jets to take off the cable system that helps take them off, or not the cable system. You know what I'm talking about. Um, I was watching that, and it was his point of view, and it was really cool because I mean, it sucks. I'm a bigger guy, about 6'2", 330 pounds, and like I've sat in an Abrams tank, at one of the Boy Scout jamborees. Would not be able to do that job. I'm sure I'm too big of a guy for it. Even if it was pure muscle on me, I'm just too tall and too big to fit in that thing very well. I would assume, at least from when I sat in it, it felt really too cramped. Um, this guy had the same type of job. He sits like there's just a hatch that opens up on the deck. He's kind of sitting halfway out of this hatch, with some levers and things and whatnot, and he's operating jets taking off from this aircraft carrier, and all he's it's all going off based off a binder, a three-ring binder with paper in it in plastic sleeves, and it's dirty as can be with how old it is, and that's what people were making comments about, like, with all the technology we have now, yet we're still having these jets take off of this thing with a guy who's using a three ring binder to figure stuff out. And it was really crazy to think, like, yeah, certain jobs can be done with less technology. Like, he does not need some iPad to do the job or something. That three ring binder does the job plenty well enough. It was pretty cool. It was really cool to see that, and he had to be a smaller guy to fit in that little hatch, like halfway into that hatch. And it was really interesting. And I just kept thinking to myself, oh my god, like you're sitting here on a deck with these jets, and all I can picture is someone getting sucked into one of the intakes, or someone running out when they shouldn't and getting hit. And obviously there's tons of protocol to make sure that doesn't happen and everything. But I just can't help but think, like, at one point that's going to happen. That's the thing. The movies make you think everything. Like, the movies make you think our government is, and I mean, we do have tons of technology. We have drones and everything, but I always just wonder in my mind if chaos was to break out. Um, I watch a lot of gun stuff online, gun reviews, and there's a guy named Nut and Fancy who I watch a lot of his reviews to see if a gun's good or whatnot, or accessories or whatever. And he talks a lot about certain weapons and having it's not just like shit hits the fan, it's without rule of law and other terms he uses for guns that in this situation, if this were to happen, something like Katrina or something like that, what gun would be good, blah, blah, blah. And I always think like, the military, if with our military and all the technology we have, would you stand the chance against the U.S. military with less technology? And yeah, you probably don't stand the greatest chance, but it still amazes me how the movies make you think that things are that much more amazing than they really are. Like, I mean, our military is amazing what it can do, but the technology they use and stuff, it's just kind of like, okay, yeah, uh-huh. And then I find little things where I'm like, oh, that's so annoying. I know that's not how it is. Or, what's up, Brems? Hey, Brems, we've been trying to sell some spots, and it's been slow, but we've sold a couple. We're down to 15 spots on the Onyx and 15 spots on the PYT for Diamond Kings. So, I was going to give it till about 6. I can go for a couple. I can go to like 6:15, but it doesn't look like much. I know it's a little early. But I was trying to get some other stuff done tonight before I go to bed and type thing, like, since I don't stay up as late as you guys usually do. Trying to sell what we can, even if we don't sell anything out today. Selling some spots is still great to get done. Figure sell what we can. So hopefully whatever is getting close will break on Thursday. Even though I would love to get this Onyx just so I could be like, haha, Matt, I get to break it. Whew. So, yep. Every little bit counts, and I'll just repeat that a billion times, and you may get annoyed, but I can't help but say, every little spot counts. And we're going to try, like I said, we're going to try to get more eBay involved to help sell stuff. Yeah, Brems, no problem. I mean, Brems, it's great to even just do this to talk to you guys. So I was telling some of the guys, it's great just to talk to you guys and get to socialize. I'll catch you, Victor. Thanks for stopping by and thanks for buying in, dude. Yeah, Brems, I've been saying it's just nice to socialize with some of you guys and get to talk to you. So even if we don't break something, it's nice to do that. I was telling Gary about it earlier, saying, I do want people to understand that. Yeah, I wanted Gary. I told Gary about it, but I want people to know. I get on that. I don't want to just pop on to the lunch crew, say, hey, buy this product, and then not talk to you guys. Because obviously I would find that annoying too if that's all ever someone did. Just like I know you guys were talking when I think it was a lunch break I think we were all on, or it may have been OMG's break, where it may have been OMG's I think, but it could have been lunches that I bought into, where we were talking about it, where I remember it was mentioned that some of these people will chime in only when they'll just chime in to see if there's a free discount to buy something. Which obviously is really annoying. I understand not everyone has a ton of money, but if all you ever do is come to my break and look for a freebie, essentially, it's kind of like it's not the money, it's the principle of it. So it's the idea of like, oh, you'll only buy from me when I have discounts. I don't know. It would be the principle of it that, oh, you're only looking for when I'm giving out. Or is there anything free going on? I remember it being talked about, and I think Lunch or OMG said they got rid of the person. I don't know how they got rid of him, but it was one of those things where it's like, we're always going to try to do some discounts when we can. Matt and I we're trying to work on throwing some freebies in the mix here and there, but it would really stink if that's only when someone came in. So I told Gary, I've talked to Matt about it and stuff, and I want to make sure we're not just chiming in, hey, buy our stuff, buy. You know, that is something I'm big on with Matt in the past, because it's like I don't want us to be those people that are just like buying to us and we don't care about chatting with you guys. So I definitely love chatting with you guys. Gary just told me, because I usually have the chat muted 24/7 because I don't want my phone going off 24 billion times a day. Especially just like I do for one of my groups that I'm a part of for friends. They can get on a rant about something that I may be busy or something, and he said I could just mute it for literally an hour, and I said, oh, I didn't realize that, so that's why I unmuted the group, so that way I can just mute it for an hour when I want, when I'm busy or something, and then, you know, I can do that. So yeah, that's what I'm checking it right now to see what's going on, if anything's going on. See, it didn't come up though. I unmuted it. I don't know why it's muted right now. None of these popped up for me for some reason when everyone was talking. Oh no, maybe I may. Okay, so I unmuted it, but Twitter maybe. Yeah, and I love talking. Absolutely love talking to you guys and whatnot. I'm gonna. Oh, I know what it is. Let's see, notifications. And I gotta turn on Twitter. I think I turned Twitter's off. Yep. Okay. Now we're good. Now Twitter's turned on. That's why I didn't get them. Like, it's still not working. There we go. So now it's turned on. So 100% I didn't have it fully turned on. Just like I told Lunch, he goes on at different times that I don't notice. So I said the best thing is if I get a thing that like he just goes live, and I'll be able to know he went live simply by YouTube notifying me. I'm not up at 10 at night usually looking to break, but usually because I'm getting ready for bed at that point or in bed at that point. But just to know, it would be nice if he's on and if I can know so I can buy in. I'll have to do the same for OMG too because I haven't done his yet. Let's see, we'll get his done real quick. One thing I was going to talk to some of the breakers about and see if they want to do it or not. I was just curious. Maybe they feel like they don't. Maybe Lunch or OMG or anyone else doesn't feel like they have to, which is fine. I don't care. It was I was kind of curious. Oh, I always put breaks and it doesn't show up. I was curious of almost thinking about putting together a website. All right, guys. Okay, here we go. Yep, and all. Okay, so I do have OMG there too. So I was thinking of almost if you could get a really cheap website, and I don't know what you would use, but I was almost thinking of the idea of like an independent website for breakers where we could then advertise for it, but we could have like a schedule on there, like a schedule which would then like, and obviously there are going to be times where two of us break at once, which is fine. I mean, there's no rule that says you can't break when someone else is breaking, and there's only so much time in a week, so understandably it's going to happen, which is fine. But like, I could go on there, OMG could go on there, Lunchbox could go on there, and we would all pitch in to like run this site. But the main reason would just be where we could all put on there when we're gonna break. So everyone would just go to this website, and it wouldn't just be us three. If anyone we find out that we know, it could be kind of the thing where it's a one-stop place to find out what breaks are going on. It's not going to advertise a bunch of stuff. Basically, just hey, this is when these are when these breakers are planning to break. So it would basically look like one of those like a schedule, a to-do schedule, and you would be able to see OMG's breaking Monday at this time. So OMG, when he wants to break, just goes on there and puts, hey, I'm breaking from this time to this time on Monday. And if I was breaking too, I go on there, put what time I'm breaking. That way, it's almost like a one-stop for everyone to look at. Like, oh, when's Lunch breaking? When's OMG breaking? When is Redbeard breaks breaking? When is Beard Brothers breaks breaking? That was something I was just thinking about. Maybe people wouldn't want to get involved with it. Understanding, maybe they feel they don't need to get people, and then it would also help give some of your clients to someone else and vice versa. So the minute someone gets into someone's break, you try to get them to go to that website so they can get into everyone's breaks. It's just an idea I had. one thing I've been floating in my mind thinking about. You know, that's why I'm always trying to put on some of our stuff you may see. Um, you can see how I have like OMG on their lunchboxes. I want everyone to get into everyone's breaks because I feel like there's plenty of people to go around overall. Um, I mean, we're all in it. I mean, it is a business for every single person here, so it's important to still get people in and sell stuff, I'm sure. But I do it because I don't do it just for the money. I'm doing it because I love doing it. It's fun. And so, I definitely don't mind. Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. Because again, I'm going to try not to go on when lunch or OMG's going on because if there's multiple people going on, even if I had plenty of people for just us, it's just the idea of, hey, I'll let him do it and I can go on after him and hopefully people who still want to break would go on after. But it's the idea of like a one-stop place for you to go to know who's breaking and when. So that you don't have to, so when OMG's breaking, he just goes on there and lets people know this is when I plan to break, and same with lunch. So that's something I haven't talked to them yet about, but I figured I'd just throw it out there right now that's something I've been thinking about and I'm going to look into. And if they want to get involved, they can. If they don't have to. Anyone can join in if they want. And obviously I'd prefer it not to be any of our websites so that it's kind of like everyone's on the same footing. But it would just be one of those things. If you want to do it, all I would think is, you'd just maintaining the cost of the website. So it kind of gets split up. Everyone pays a little fee to keep the website up type idea. So that way no one's paying for it all. Obviously, it would be divided between all the people who want to be on there. Just a way to, again, let everyone know and then share customers as well. I mean, but the main idea was making it easier for customers to know, people who want to get into cards, not customers, I'll say people who want to get into cards and buy into breaks that, when lunch is planning to break. It makes it easier than waiting for emails or stuff or that type of thing. And this is that type of thing where we could even have, like, you would sign up to that website to get notifications, and when lunch plans to go on, if lunch all of a sudden plans to do, it can even send you automatic notifications from this website would be the idea. It could automatically say, okay, the next break up is these breaks, and it could automatically do that for us, possibly. Or if lunch all of a sudden decides he wants to do it, all he's got to do is hit a button on there to then and it could send a quick email or notification out to everyone to let them know, lunch just signed up for this spot and he'll be breaking in an hour or whatever. Just something to think of. Again, my overall goal is, yes, this is a business for Matt and I to try to make some money, but my real goal is I love it so much. I want to help other breakers as much as I can. And, just by watching OMGs, I learned some stuff about how to formulate Excel better because I was having issues with it, and watching his helped a ton. And, lunch has been also just a great help with us with any help we needed. So I definitely don't mind throwing the love back out there for everyone. But I'm probably going to let you guys go. Obviously, we're not breaking something right now, which is maybe I'll go on a little later if I'm feeling up to it. I'm not going to say I am or not, but maybe I'll go on a little later tonight if someone's not on. I'll just do a quick check to see if anyone's on. Maybe I'll go on at 8. I'm not going to promise anything, but I may look into that. If not, the plan will be probably next Monday to go on at 8 o'clock and try a later time. Just today, unfortunately, I had stuff I wanted to get done because I have to work tomorrow and I want to get some stuff done ahead of time. I wasn't able to get done during the day. But I'll catch you, Brems. I'll catch anyone else watching. And I will plan to catch you guys Thursday at 5. Saturday we'll be doing 7:30, 8 o'clock again. And maybe that next Monday, 8 o'clock. And maybe you'll see me later tonight. Maybe not. We'll see. I'll catch you guys.